Have you ever felt like someone in your life is playing mind games with you? One moment they're your best friend, and the next they're giving you the silent treatment? If this sounds familiar, you might be dealing with a manipulative person. Today, we're breaking down 9 signs of manipulation so you can spot the red flags and protect yourself. 1. They give you hot and cold treatment. The hot and cold tactic is a classic one. They shower you with affection one day, making you feel special and loved. The next day, they disappear or act indifferent, leaving you confused and anxious. This behavior keeps you on edge, constantly seeking their approval. They might ghost you for days, then reappear with a vague excuse like, "My phone died," or they act super sweet in private but cold and distant in public. This unpredictability is designed to make you dependent on their mood swings, always craving their next bit of attention. 2. They give you breadcrumbs. This is another very common one. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives you just enough attention to keep you interested but never commits. They send flirty texts or like your social media posts, but when it comes to making real plans, they always have an excuse. You might find that they hint at a future together but never follow through. This leaves you feeling strung along, constantly waiting for more that never comes. You invest time and emotions, hoping they'll eventually commit, but they keep you in a state of uncertainty. 3. They instill self-doubt. Have you ever found yourself second-guessing everything around a particular person? Manipulators love to instill self-doubt. By making you question your own judgment, they chip away at your self-confidence. You might be confident about a decision, but they make subtle comments that make you question your choice, saying things like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Or, "I don't think you can handle that." Over time, this can erode your self-esteem, making you more dependent on their approval and guidance. They might also invalidate your feelings by saying things like, "You're overreacting," or "You're too sensitive," causing you to doubt your own emotions. 4. They make you question your reality. Ever feel like you can't remember things correctly around a certain person? That's gaslighting. This tactic makes you question your sanity and memory, leaving you confused and reliant on their version of events. They might insist that a conversation or event you clearly remember never happened, or happened differently. They might say, "I never said that," or "You're imagining things." This constant denial of your reality can make you feel like you're losing your mind. Gaslighting often involves them projecting their own flaws onto you, making you feel guilty or ashamed for things you didn't do. 5. They use guilt trips to control you. Manipulators often use guilt to control you. They'll make you feel responsible for their problems, undermining your confidence. They might say, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this," making you feel guilty for setting boundaries or saying no. Over time, these guilt trips can make you doubt your own needs and prioritize theirs, trapping you in a cycle of trying to make them happy at your own expense. Another example is when they play the victim, saying things like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me?" making you feel indebted to them.
Before we continue, I have a small request. If you find this content valuable and want to support our growth, please hit the subscribe button. Your support is crucial and will help us improve tremendously. Thank you. Let's dive back in.
6. They never take the blame for anything. Ever notice how some people never take the blame? Manipulators always shift the responsibility to someone else, often making themselves out to be the victim. If something goes wrong, they might say, "It's not my fault, you made me do it," or "This wouldn't have happened if you had done this differently." This constant blame shifting makes you feel guilty and responsible for their actions, while they avoid accountability. They might also twist the narrative to make you seem unreasonable or overly critical, further deflecting blame from themselves. 7. They isolate you. Manipulators will often try to isolate you as a means of maintaining control. They might spread false information about you to others, creating mistrust and tension in your relationships. They could tell your friends or family things you supposedly said or did, causing rifts and making you feel alone. They might also discourage you from spending time with others, saying things like, "They don't really care about you like I do." By isolating you, they ensure that you rely solely on them for emotional support and validation, making it easier to control you. They might even sabotage your plans to spend time with others, creating conflicts or crises that require your attention. 8. They play the victim. Another common tactic is playing the victim. Manipulators will often portray themselves as the wronged party, even when they're the ones at fault. They do this to gain sympathy and to make you feel guilty for standing up to them. For example, they might exaggerate their problems or hardships to make you feel sorry for them, saying things like, "No one understands what I'm going through," or "I'm always the one who gets hurt." This makes you feel compelled to comfort and support them, diverting attention from their manipulative behavior. 9. They're passive-aggressive. Manipulators often use passive-aggressive behavior to express their dissatisfaction indirectly. Instead of addressing issues head-on, they might give you the silent treatment, make sarcastic comments, or do things deliberately to annoy you. For example, they might agree to do something and then purposefully do it poorly or late. This kind of behavior is meant to frustrate you and avoid direct confrontation, making you question your actions and feel guilty. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards protecting yourself from manipulation. If you've experienced any of these behaviors, it's important to set boundaries and seek support. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights. Stay strong and take care of yourself.